Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. Today we're going to be talking about the newest fragrance from My Way line by Armani, and this is My Way Parfum. So this is the bottle, as you can see, much darker than the previous versions, and just to kind of quickly recap, this is the flanker of a fragrance that was released in 2020, which is the original My Way. I only have this kind of like a mini. As you probably can guess, I never actually felt like really tempted to buy it, even though I do think this is a beautiful fragrance. This is a very beautiful white floral fragrance with some like prominent tuberose in it. The tuberose in here is actually quite modern, because sometimes it might actually lean quite mature, but this I wouldn't say this fragrance is mature at all. It's slightly citrusy, has some bergamot in it. It's actually really pretty, but I actually never felt like 100% tempted to buy it. The following year, this fragrance was released. This is My Way Intense. As you can see, obviously, I mean, the sizes are different, but this one has like this very clear bottle, and this one has like an ombre effect on it. This is definitely my favorite fragrance from the whole range. It's just so stunning. It's very similar to the original though, so I feel like you only need one, whichever you prefer. This one is slightly sweeter. It has some bitter orange instead of bergamot. It has more tuberose in it, and it almost feels like it has a little bit more vanilla, because it's definitely a little bit like sweeter. It is just stunning. It's heavier on tuberose, so if you love your tuberose, then this one is beautiful. Then the following year, My Way Floral was released, and this is, to be honest, my least favorite of them all. This is, to me, this is like a generic white floral fragrance to me, okay? I'm not a massive fan of like floral fragrances, like a floral bouquet fragrances. This gives me just that. I know there are people who swear by it. I know there are people who love it. Obviously, what I'm sharing with you are my very personal opinions here, and these are based on how the fragrance acts on my skin. It might just smell completely different on you, and also on what my nose picks up from this fragrance. So this one to me is a big no-no. Very like white floral, kind of like yeah, white floral fragrance to me smells very generic, but that's just me. And that leads us to our newest release, which is My Way Parfum. And guys, this one is quite unique, as much as there's definitely quite a lot of similarities between these three fragrances. This one, a little bit surprising, I have to tell you. Let's have a look at the notes. So as I mentioned before, previous fragrances were like mostly tuberose. Some of them had some jasmine in it. Then there were like some citrusy notes, some vanilla, some like woodsy notes. That's it. Here, the top notes are orange blossom, bitter orange, Calabrian bergamot. Then in middle notes we have Iris pallida, Indian tuberose and ambrette. And then base notes, white musk, cedar and bourbon vanilla. So the scent profile is definitely quite different compared to like the previous fragrances. We have this iris note, we have some musk, so obviously you can assume that this is going to be quite a powdery, musky fragrance. Iris has been very popular recently. There's been so many like fragrances with iris that it seems to me like this is the popular note these days, or one of those. But at the same time, this is quite a distinctive and kind of like love it or hate it note. It's very detectable, very powdery, so I guess you usually either love it or hate it. Sometimes it could give you like a headache. That type of fragrances can give you a headache, so it's not for everyone. But it's definitely quite a unique composition with some interesting twists and turns in here. Do you know what? This is actually quite weird, because the first thing I can smell is this almost like a, and it doesn't really sound that great, but it's this very kind of like plasticky, like artificial kind of like scent. It does give me, I don't know if you've ever tried Mukhalat by Montal, that kind of like artificial strawberry there. That's almost what I get here. Really weird. And the first time I sniffed it, I was like, well, I'm not sure if I like it. So very interesting. I kind of got used to this opening. I can get over it. I don't really have to, like, I'm not really suffering through it. But it is quite an interesting choice. It settles down really nicely. You can get that tuberose. You definitely get a lot of iris and some musk with it. It's quite a, I'll probably say quite a dry scent. It's not as sweet as the previous ones. I think this is definitely an evening version of My Way. I actually really like it. I think this one is definitely quite unique, very different from the other fragrances in this range. Not a safe blind buy for sure. That's definitely not something you want to do, because you might just as well get this plasticky note like all day, and it is quite good for lasting. So if you hate it, then you'll be stuck with it like for hours. So I definitely recommend testing it. I love how unique this is, and I'm actually happy to have this in my collection. It's also not like a very kind of easy fragrance. It's not something that you just spray on your skin and you're like, it's like an instant love from me. I kind of like needed to wear it for a bit and kind of like, you know, kind of analyze the scent a little bit to be able to like fully appreciate it. But I think this is a really nice release from Armani, and definitely one worth testing. So these are my thoughts about Armani My Way Parfum. What do you guys think? Have you tried it? Have you tried any of those like My Way fragrances? If so, which one is your favorite, and what do you think about the newest release? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. For more fragrance related content, check those videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.